Okay. Hi, Matthew. Thanks for coming in. My name is Martin. I'll be helping you on your path to bettering your situations here, and just tell me a little bit about yourself. What's going on?
Yeah, thanks, Martin. I kind of new to counseling. I haven't really given it a shot in the past. I had a few bad experiences. I'm excited to work with you right now. I'm looking to just get a new sense of direction with my life. I'm not happy at work. I'm not happy with my love life, and I just I feel stuck. I feel like I'm like the hamster on the wheel right now, and I feel like I'm not where I should be in life based on like my age, and I feel like I'm always I never have any good stories to tell my friends when we go out, and I spend time with them, but sometimes I just feel like I'm not measuring up, and I just want to explore maybe some options I might have because I'm just not happy just with
Mm.
with life in general. And but I am open to counseling, and I'm willing to give this a shot.
Well, I just want to say I'm really happy you're here, and I definitely I have good hope that we will find more meaning in your life and uh, more reasons to be happy going working together. And so I heard a couple things in what you said. And I just want to reflect back to you and just make sure, we're starting where you want to start and working on the things you want to work on first. Um, and so I heard you say that you're having trouble with work and did you say your wife,
Yeah, well, my girlfriend, I mean,
your girlfriend?
we've talked about having kids. I don't really think either of us want to get married. We're kind of, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to talk about if we get to know each other maybe a little bit better. I might be willing to dig into that a little bit more. I'm even uncomfortable, like even bringing her name up. I mean, some weeks, are better than others at home, but I think a lot of it has to do with not feeling supported, or me feeling like, there's some fight or flight stuff going on where, um, she'll get mad at me, and then she'll tell me that, oh, like I'm not mad because of you, like you know I don't know, she just thinks that I take things really personally, and I don't feel like I have the thick skin for this kind of relationship. And I think that I might be sticking around for the wrong reasons. And um I don't know, she just kind of takes my energy out. um and I
Yeah,
just feel like I could find a more meaningful relationship with somebody else, or I might even be happier single. I don't really like the isolation aspect or thinking about um moving out. It would kind of feel like a divorce, but I just don't know if it would be worth it. But I'd like to have a little bit more meaning in that intimate relationship.
I see. And and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that she was your wife. And I understand that that conversation can be difficult, um, you know, with any partner, and so I didn't mean to do that. But um I understand, so I heard you say that she said to you sometimes that you take things personal. Um how do you feel when she says things like that?
Well, I honestly think that it's gaslighting. I think that it's not fair for me to give all this energy and love and support for her. I mean, she only works like 2 days a week, and I don't. it doesn't have to be like we don't have to make the same amount of money. It's more just like I want her to treat me with some respect, and I think I'm willing to bring up this relationship with her now because I think I have reached kind of a tipping point with her, and like I mentioned, that fight or flight response, she pulled out a knife at the she was on the island area of the kitchen, and she just whipped out a knife and then said, haha, like just kidding. And my instincts kicked in thinking like, oh no, like this is not funny. This is like maybe I need to get the heck out of this relationship. And
I see.
it just made me kind of think back on maybe some red flags that happened earlier in the relationship that I kind of ignored or let go of, or maybe like, the sex kind of clouded my brain a little bit.
Hmm.
I don't know, but I'm thinking, in a general sense that, this relationship has kind of taken a toll on my life and kind of like everything else going on in my life. It just feels like
Right.
I just don't have the energy and I'm giving a lot more than I'm getting back.
I see. Getting a lot more than you're getting back. And so um I definitely want to spend time talking about your relationship, but I also hear that in multiple aspects of your life, you're not being satisfied. So what I want to do is with you, if you don't mind, just kind of go from the earliest points in your life and we'll kind of talk about or you'll kind of just discuss to me about your family situation growing up, any siblings and your interactions with them. You'll kind of just go through the motion of your life. Just point out anything that was meaningful to you. Don't try to overthink it. Don't try to over detail it. Um, and just give me a brief synopsis of growing up and to where you're at right now.
Yeah, I guess is there like an age that you want me to start at or anything like that? Or
Not particularly. Just really your earliest memory and what's meaningful to you there, and just really what sticks out from you from period to period in a natural fashion. Like I said, you don't have to overthink it. Just kind of what things stood out to you growing up and to where what makes you you right now. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, my mom took care of me. My dad, like, he said he loved me, but he wasn't really around a whole lot. Um, I have a lot of good memories with my sister. My sister, I feel like she gets me even now. We're grown. She's actually a couple years older than me, and she was a big piece of what I thought what like living right looked like. So she's a big figure in my life, but I also in some ways want to accomplish what she's accomplished. Um,
Hmm.
she lives in New York. Um, she went to college, but she decided that she wanted to get into like a holistic healing practice, and she has her own yoga studio, and I went the college route, and now I'm in a job that I can't stand. I hate my boss. Never mind. That's another story for another time. But I my sister and I are still pretty close, but I'm often envious of how she ended up on this path, and that I haven't been able to find my groove in my own life. Um,
Well, let me ask you just while we're with your sister here, because there is it sounds like there's a shift. Before you had a lot of good times with your sister and you really respected her as a human being. That's what I'm hearing. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course.
yeah,
And
that's right.
let's focus on like give me an example of why you just respected her so much, why you loved her so much. Just give me like just a short story of and how it you know how that affected you and why. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can try to think of an example. I was I'm a taller guy now, but when I was younger, I was a little kid and maybe less than average height, for like a 7 or 8 year old. But um, I got bullied a lot in school, and I was in ninth grade. She was in 11th grade, and um, like I said, I had a few known bullies at the school, and one day I came home, with a little scrape. I told her it was nothing, but it's a small school, people talk, and um, she actually, I say she had a conversation, but she actually like hit a few of these kids in the face, and um, I think for a while, I think I held her as like in high regard as like a protector for me. I
Mhm.
felt like um especially because my dad had been out of town a lot, and I didn't really at that age I didn't feel like I had a lot of opportunities to talk to him about this kind of stuff. So
Gotcha.
I think my sister kind of assumed that role of my protector. And um now that I think about it, maybe I have a false expectation of what um, a woman or a girlfriend is, or what they're supposed to look like, because I just thought, my mom and my sister were just so supportive, so loving. And now I'm my primary relationship with my girlfriend, she's just, nowhere close to, some of the other women in my life that have had a profound effect.
I see. I see. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Um, and looking at your relationship in regards to that, as we go on and find different meaningful things in your life, these instances might come up more. And I just want to delve a little bit deeper again with your sister. You said so she was she protected you. You felt like she protected you when these different bullies were uh bullying you in different instances. And so you described to me that you came to expect that sort of behavior from women that you would be dating as well. Um, is that sort of along the lines? But maybe you didn't real like probably past a certain age that you understood that as like home, my sister and my mom, but like maybe someone being your partner would be different. And so maybe when it wasn't really like that, you didn't stop and say, "Oh, well, it should be this way."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's all correct. And I think another, you know thing I was thinking about was I've had other female relationships. I've had other girlfriends, a mixed bag. Some were great. A few of them got away, if you know what I'm saying. Because
Mhm.
I wasn't ready to grow up for a long time. But I think that now I'm thinking like I got spoiled with like the love and attention that I got from the positive women in my life, whether that's, my first girlfriend, my mom, my sister. And maybe that's like a false expectation that I have, or that, while I can feel good about having meaningful female relationships, not all of the women in the world are just going to be that great, or at least be that great to me. um
And
so I think,
let's
yeah.
on that point right there, let me ask you because even growing up, obviously you uh maybe you tried to date in middle school or high school. Uh, what were those situations positive or was it mostly just your sister and your mother showing you these really positive aspects in your life?
Well, I think it was both. I mean, my high school sweetheart, I don't know if people still say that, but
Yeah, yeah.
we started dating junior year. It she was my first girlfriend, and we ended up um, going to the same college. We went to state together, and she we just things just ended up not working out in college. And luckily, it's a big school, and we didn't have to see each other in every other class or whatever. But
Mm.
um, I think like both those statements you made are accurate. Like if we're gonna jump back to like meaningful relationships, like probably the first couple of girlfriends I had, um, that they were very meaningful relationships. And my mom, my sister, like we've been talking about, they've been very what's the word I'm looking for? They've been very consistent with the love and attention, I guess you could say.
Are they to this day as well? If you could, give them a call, they would be there for you.
Yeah, yeah, my mom's got, early onset dementia. She's a little bit older. But yeah, like I would, bless her heart, but she would be able to help support me. And her intentions have always been good. She's even when she was, a little heavy on the tough love, she had just given me so much love previously. And I now that we're talking about it, I think I early on and throughout early adulthood and that age, there was a lot of trust due to the consistency. Like I knew what I was gonna get because they were so lovingly consistent.
I see. I see. Well, thank you so much, Matt. We will continue at a later date. I definitely want to explore these aspects. I definitely want to hear more and you can also reflect on this in between sessions here. Just to reflect a little bit on how these relationships have maybe an impact on your life today, and and why they were meaningful to you, and maybe a way that you could go about creating or having conversations with the people in your life currently to let them understand what you find meaningful and maybe ways to get there together. And of course, you don't feel pressured to do this. It could all just be an individual process for now until we talk further.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, and this all it all seems good. It all seems, related. Just be patient with me a little bit. I haven't really talked to a lot of people about some of these issues, but I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.